Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're diving into a powerful narrative that immediately grabbed my attention with a fundamental question. In love, we find out who we want to be. In war, we find out who we are.
Hmm.
Our sources paint an incredibly intimate picture of two French sisters, Vianne and Isabelle, during, well, the German occupation of France in World War II.
Yeah.
It's a gripping story that truly challenges our perceptions of what heroism and sacrifice look like.
And what's truly fascinating here, I think, is how these sources allow us to explore the different, often contradictory ways individuals respond to unimaginable pressure.
Right.
Our mission today is really to help you uncover the quiet, unseen acts of survival, and on the other hand, the bold, overt acts of resistance.
Like the two faces of courage we talked about.
Exactly. Giving you a comprehensive understanding of the complex realities of wartime and the surprising resilience of the human spirit.
To truly appreciate their journey, we need to set the scene back in 1940, just before the storm of war engulfed France.
Right, before it all changed.
We meet Vianne Mauriac, the older sister, leading this, well, quiet domestic life with her husband Antoine and daughter Sophie in the picturesque Loire Valley town of Carivo.
You described Carivo earlier. Narrow cobblestone streets, old buildings, hayfields, even an airfield. Sounds idyllic.
It does. It's a place whose very tranquility would soon be shattered, forcing her to confront, unthinkable choices.
And what immediately stands out is the stark contrast with her younger sister, Isabelle Rossignol.
Oh, yeah. Living in Paris.
In Paris, yeah. And she's an impulsive, outspoken firecracker. Her defiant merit at finishing school. Well, it tells you everything you need to know about her rebellious spirit.
It really does. A direct opposite to Vianne's sort of traditional approach.
Completely. And this early difference in their personalities, it really sets the stage for their vastly divergent responses to the war.
And as this calm existence unfolds, there's a chilling premonition of what's coming. Antoine voices his fear during a peaceful picnic. He says something like, Hitler will suck us all into his wars soon.
Wow. Haunting.
Yeah. And Vianne, in a very human reaction, initially wants to simply ignore the looming threat, believing Antoine can protect them.
Understandable, maybe. That initial denial.
It's a poignant insight into the initial denial many faced, I think.
But the reality of war strikes swiftly and brutally in Paris. Isabelle experiences the terrifying fall of the city firsthand, the bombing, the sirens, the sheer chaos. And her father, Julien, with this stoic pragmatism, insists she leave Paris for Vianne's and Carivo.
For safety, right. Get out of the city.
Exactly. And this immediate, visceral experience of war, it would harden Isabelle's resolve to fight, unlike Vianne's initial desire for protection.
So Isabelle embarks on this arduous, treacherous journey to Carivo, joining the throngs of desperate refugees. Quite a trek.
Absolutely. Days on foot.
It's on this path that she has her first encounter with Goten, this scruffy, enigmatic young man by a campfire.
Right, Gayken. Amidst the chaos, a spark of connection ignites, hinting at a complex relationship to come, even as she notes his sort of clarified hunger looking at the world.
Interesting phrase.
Mm-hmm. And this leads to a predictably tense reunion between the sisters. Isabelle arrives bruised and battered, immediately sparking friction.
You can imagine. Vianne's probably terrified.
Vianne is deeply concerned by Isabelle's recklessness and the danger she might bring. This early clash reveals their fundamental differences, Vianne's fear for safety and Isabelle's impulse for action.
It really highlights how quickly war can amplify existing familial tensions, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So here's where their two paths begin to truly diverge, offering a profound insight into how survival itself can be an act of heroism.
Okay, let's start with Vianne. Her journey becomes one of everyday heroism rooted in quiet endurance.
Mm-hmm. She accepts Marshal Pétain's surrender to the leader, who would go on to establish the collaborationist Vichy government.
Which must have been incredibly controversial.
Hugely. But Vianne believes it's the only way to save French lives and bring Antoine home. It's a pragmatic, deeply personal definition of courage.
A pragmatism Isabelle just can't accept.
No. This pragmatic approach is something Isabelle simply cannot fathom. And Vianne's reality is amplified when Captain Beck, a German Wehrmacht officer, requisitions her house.
The enemy in her home.
Exactly. This forced cohabitation, the enemy living under her roof, becomes an insidious psychological burden. He's described as correct, but his presence is profoundly unnerving.
Just that quiet, daily violation of privacy and safety.
Precisely. And Vianne's acts of defiance are subtle, often focused on community survival. She struggles with increasing hardships, food shortages.
The rations were tiny, weren't they? Like 150 grams of butter a month?
Something like that, yeah. Incredible hardship, lack of heating, even burning family valuables for warmth.
Just to survive.
Just to survive. And in a remarkable display of quiet endurance, she even asks Captain Beck for help to get official postcards so women can write to their imprisoned men.
Wow. Asking the enemy for help.
It's a powerful example of how, for some, navigating the system becomes its own form of resistance. Quiet endurance.
Isabelle, though, she chooses an immediate, fierce path of defiance. Her desire to fight back is visceral.
Totally different energy.
She performs symbolic acts of rebellion, like hiding family valuables in the barn and dramatically chopping off her hair right in front of Captain Beck.
Declaring beauty must be verboten. Quite the statement.
It is, but it was her raw disgust with the passive villagers and the collaborating Vichy government that truly ignited her resistance.
That fire in her belly.
This fiery spirit leads her to draw a large V for victory on a German propaganda poster, an act of rebellion that, surprisingly, connects her with the local resistance. What stands out to you about that? Her immediate defiance versus Vianne's approach.
That's a great point. Isabelle's actions highlight a different kind of courage. The immediate, uncompromising refusal to accept oppression. It's less about endurance, more about pushing back, now.
Yeah, and that connection changes everything for her.
It does. She's recruited into Henri Navarre's group, a communist network, and quickly becomes a courier, distributing anti-German propaganda, detailing German looting.
Takes on an alias, right? Juliette Gervais.
Juliette Gervais, exactly.
Yeah.
Uses false papers, fully embraces the dangerous life of an underground operative. It's a complete transformation from rebellious teen to vital resistance member.
So as the war escalates, so do the stakes for both sisters. It deepens their burdens, and for Isabelle, it cements her legend. Vianne faces severe personal costs first.
She's fired from her teaching job after associating with a colleague distributing anti-German flyers.
Just associating.
Just associating. The Gestapo's warning, has no one told you that it is best to ask no questions? It underscores the danger of even indirect defiance.
Forces her into an even more isolating existence.
It does. And here's where the Holocaust's chilling reach truly touches Vianne's life. The implementation of yellow stars for Jewish citizens, including her best friend, Rachel.
Becomes a horrifying reality right there in Carreville.
Right there. And we learned about the roundups, foreign-born Jews sent to the Vel d'Hiv in Paris.
The cycling stadium uses a detention center. Infamous.
Infamous. Then deported to what were vaguely called work camps in Germany, a euphemism for death, as we know.
Just brutal. An insight into the systematic dehumanization.
And in a moment of unimaginable chaos during the roundup, Rachel entrusts her infant son, Ari, to Vianne.
Oh my God.
This becomes Vianne's hardest choice. She makes the agonizing decision to take him, renaming him Daniel to protect his Jewish identity.
And dedicating herself to erasing his past.
Exactly. It's a profound act of maternal courage, a mother's impossible choice to save a child not her own by stripping away his very identity.
The tragedy deepens further, doesn't it?
It does. Vianne witnesses horrifying acts at the train station, including a woman and baby being shot, a brutal reminder of the cruelty.
And her father visits Julian.
Yes, Julian Rossignol visits and reveals he has been aiding the resistance by forging false papers.
Yeah.
And he's made his own profound sacrifice to protect Isabelle.
He claimed to be the Nightingale.
He did. To save his daughter from torture. An incredible act from someone who seems so stoic.
And just when you think Vianne's situation can't get any worse,
another German officer arrives. But this time, it's SS Sturmbannführer von Richter takes over Beck's billet.
SS, that's a whole different level of terror.
It is. His presence marks a horrifying escalation of brutality. Vianne endures his presence silently and painfully, including sexual assault. This harrowing experience isn't just a plot point. It's a stark insight into the unseen, brutal realities of wartime survival for women. That shadow war she talks about later.
She explicitly states, "That's my war."
Her silent daily battle.
Meanwhile, Isabelle is truly transforming, becoming the elusive Nightingale.
Her first rescue mission aiding Lieutenant Torrance McLeish, a downed RAF pilot. It highlights her immediate courage and quick thinking, hiding him in her Paris apartment behind a secret door.
Sets the stage for her legendary work.
Indeed. Her legend grows as the Nightingale, as she leads downed Allied airmen across the treacherous Pyrenees Mountains into Spain.
Grueling journeys, I imagine. Cold, exhaustion.
Absolutely. battling extreme cold, exhaustion, and dangerous patrols with dogs. Eduardo, the guide, sets this punishing pace where to leave the path for a few feet was to die.
Incredible pressure. She pushes these men on, even invoking a loved one's name to keep them going. What does this tell us about the human will? To survive and help others survive.
It speaks volumes about an almost superhuman resilience, both physical and mental. Just sheer grit.
And the Germans are hunting her, obviously.
Intensely. They intensify their search for this elusive Nightingale, even trying to infiltrate the escape route with her own disguised men.
Ratchets up the tension, the constant threat Isabelle lives under.
Constantly. And amidst all this danger, her complex love story with Gaetan unfolds. He's shifted to armed resistance now.
Fighting with guns and bombs.
Yeah.
More direct action.
Mm-hmm. Their shared moments of intimacy are beautiful, but constantly overshadowed by the threat of separation. She tells him, maybe it's the only sane thing in all of this? Love, I mean.
But their kisses are essentially goodbye.
Always goodbye. This all culminates in a truly dramatic moment back in Caraveau. Isabelle returns to retrieve a wounded American pilot.
And Beck discovers him.
Captain Beck discovers the airman, leading to a direct confrontation. And Vianne, in an act of utter desperation, hits Beck with a shovel.
Vianne does. Wow.
And Isabelle shoots him. Finishes it.
My goodness.
Gayan helps dispose of the body, and Isabelle flees, hearing Vianne's desperate demand for her not to return.
You are not welcome here. If you return, I will turn you in myself.
That's harsh. A powerful and tragic rift born from fear and extreme pressure.
Unbelievable pressure. As the war finally begins to wind down, the personal costs for both sisters become devastatingly clear, leaving lasting scars.
Isabelle is eventually captured, isn't she? Despite her father's sacrifice.
Yes. Her father, Julian, selflessly claimed to be the Nightingale to save her from torture. A profound act of love.
But it wasn't enough. No. Despite his immense sacrifice, Isabelle still endures her own brutal torture at the hands of Rittmeister Schmidt of the Gestapo. She's brutally interrogated, hit with an iron ruler.
But her resolve is unbreakable.
Unbreakable. Her mantra becomes, it doesn't hurt, it's just my body, they can't touch my soul. It speaks volumes about internal resistance, even facing unimaginable physical torment.
Then she's deported.
Deported to Ravensbrück concentration camp, a women's camp. The conditions are horrific, yet even there she continues to perform small acts of care and solidarity for fellow prisoners. That spirit endures.
Incredible strength. For Vianne, liberation brings Antoine's return from a POW camp, but he's changed.
Severely impacted by his experience, yeah. Thinner, broken arm, broken spirit, perhaps.
And Vianne then faces the difficult confession of her hidden pregnancy, von Richter's child, and Daniel's true identity.
But not the whole truth, right? She doesn't tell him about the rape.
No. The unsaid truth of the rape profoundly impacts her and her marriage. She chooses not to tell Antoine, fearing it would eat at him.
It's a stark look at the unacknowledged trauma of war that many women carried silently.
And then comes perhaps the hardest goodbye. The Red Cross and a Jewish agency approach Vianne about Daniel.
About Ari, requesting that he be reunited with his own people. They argue, one boy with no memory of who he was may seem a small thing to lose, but to us, he is the future.
Oh, that's tough.
Gut-wrenching. Vianne makes the heart-wrenching decision to let him go, sacrificing her own love for his future. This is a moment that truly asks, what does it mean to be a mother?
To put a child's heritage and future above your own profound attachment, yeah.
50 years later, in 1995, an older Vianne, still carrying the weight of her past, is invited to a 50th anniversary reunion for passeurs.
Passeurs, individuals who risk their lives guiding others along dangerous escape routes in Paris.
In Paris. And her son, Julien, who knows nothing of her wartime struggles, accompanies her.
Must have been quite the experience for him.
Absolutely. It's at this event that Vianne delivers a powerful speech, finally revealing Isabelle's identity as a Nightingale and the extraordinary sacrifices she made.
She explains how Isabelle came back changed, right, broken.
Exactly. Explaining, the Isabelle who came back from the concentration camp was not the woman who'd survived the bombing at Tours or crossed the Pyrenees. The Isabelle who came home was broken and sick. This public acknowledgement is a powerful moment of reconciliation and remembrance.
Finally telling this story. And Julien has this profound realization of his family's hidden history and his mother's immense strength.
He asks, why have I never heard anything about all this?
And Vianne's answer, and stark and powerful, provides a key insight into that shadow war fought by women.
She says, men tell stories, women get on with it. For us, it was a shadow war. There were no parades for us when it was over, no medals or mentions in history books.
We did what we had to during the war, and when it was over, we picked up the pieces and started our lives over. Just wow.
It's a testament to quiet heroism often overlooked. The reunion culminates with Vianne's reunion with an age-gay tan, bringing their parallel narratives full circle.
A sense of closure, maybe?
Perhaps. And in a poignant, ultimate reconciliation of the sisters, Vianne comes to a deep understanding of Isabelle's life and choices. She finally accepts Isabelle's statement before her death. My life. It's enough.
Finding peace with one's own history and sacrifices. A powerful insight. So, what does this all mean for us?
Yeah.
This deep dive into the lives of Vianne and Isabelle truly unpacks the different shades of courage, doesn't it? The visible and invisible battles fought.
And the incredible resilience of the human spirit.
Yeah. It reminds us that history isn't just made by generals and politicians, but by the myriad personal choices of ordinary people facing impossible circumstances.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it raises an important question. What stories do we choose to tell? And perhaps more importantly, what stories do we allow to remain unspoken?
That's a good point.
This narrative challenges us to consider the sacrifices that often go unacknowledged, especially those made in the shadow war of survival and quiet resistance.
It leaves us with the powerful understanding that even in the deepest despair, human connection, love, and the fight for freedom can endure.
Definitely.
Their story, as our sources reveal, is a testament to the fact that while some losses can never be fully forgotten or borne, courage, love, and the pursuit of truth can shape a future worth living for.
And this leaves you, the listener, with a thought to mull over. If grief, like regret, settles into our DNA and remains forever a part of us, how do we honor the past in a way that truly frees us to live fully in the present?